Are we ready for the Midmonth Review for April 2018? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am. Let's go. In the day or night, rain or shine, it's a good time on Route 134. This is John Sullivan, and welcome to Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Plug her in. I don't want to hit you in the head, so go. Okay. Back it up, as Marilyn said. It's being sad. It's being very sad. No, night. No.
down there in Tucson area that's probably have boobs. A lot of dust blowing down there. Blinding conditions, but yeah, it's even pretty bad up here. And we had this is the Midmonth Review for April 2018. We had a really interesting day today. We had the marchers that you see all over the country. It's well organized. Our students had an average age of 50 years old. They weren't students. This is all a free group. I'd love to get into City Hall. Pull the permit. There was a tripod blowing over, and find out who was responsible for this thing. Yeah, look at that. You can see a contrail over Cochise County. You never see contrails. That jet actually flew over Piedmont County, and the contrail got blown out here. So yeah, we don't have any contrails here. So that one got blown in. That's just how strong these winds are today. Yeah, very interesting, huh? So, believe it or not, this is the calm between the storms, as windy as it is. I kid you not. Woo! So, it's kind of funny, today's the day all the motorcyclists decided to jump on their bikes and take their bikes out for a wild ride. And that will be a wild ride. Thanks very much for watching the Sullivan's Project's Midmonth Review for the month of April 2018. And this month I have determined I'm going to at least try to get the year right. Here we are on one of my favorite places to film, just south of Sierra Vista. It's called Hunter Canyon. If you haven't been here, drive 92 south out of Sierra Vista, and just when that two-lane merges into one, just take the next right there, and you'll be right up here. Halfway up here, it forks into two different directions. Right now, I'm on the one that goes to the canyon area for Hunter Canyon. So I'm here. There's actually another one. You just keep going straight and go up into a dead end up there. But I filmed a lot for both. Actually, my year in review started at the other one. So it's good to be back. I'm kind of juggling things around. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of March, actually. Coming up on the Easter Triduum, which is Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday, all kind of in one service, all kind of intermingled. So I can't wait for that to be started tomorrow. At the same time, both on Sulllivan, it's Sullivan4SV. Sullivan4SV is Twitter and Facebook, both for my campaign page. It's a very interesting and unique campaign. I really think I'll at least get on the ballot, if not win. We really have a lot of great candidates this year. There's, I think, 3 open seats coming up for the next election. And so in November, we'll finally figure out how this goes. Some days I'm still unable to get out there and campaign because of the conditions that put me on disability, but most days I'm doing okay. Just kind of hit and miss. I really can't predict it. As of right now, I'm supposed to be speaking on the 14th at an event being hosted by a Second Amendment group. So I really look forward to that. And anybody knows, they can always give me a call and get me down there. I'm taking Holy Week off from the campaign trail, though. I really am. I'm not even bothered with doing much at all. I'm just kind of organizing some things and kind of just laying low and enjoying Holy Week for what it is. It's really I think it'd be inappropriate actually to work on the Sabbath, which is pretty much what Holy Week is from beginning to end. But yeah, next week I'll be back to, after my throttle down period, down to 65%. I'll be up to 104% on rated thrust again, just like the shuttle when it passes the sound barrier and goes supersonic and passes the air of maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q. I'll be full blown as much as I can out and about, just gathering signatures. I'll need about 350, but I think I'll get about 600. I'm just going to be balls to the wall nonstop, getting those signatures. They all have to be within city limits, so I'm really trying to avoid places like Walmart and other places where you get all these people from Hereford, Palominas, Bisbee, Benson, Tombstone coming in. I'm just trying to really concentrate on the city population and most of all, the West End population. If you didn't know, you don't have to be a registered voter in order to sign the petition, but you do have to be within city limits as a resident. So, at the same time, along with the campaign material, I'm also handing out a freebie for our wonderful our Lieutenant Governor, Secretary Michelle Reagan. That's 1L, by the way. And I'm also getting people registered to vote. At this point, my concern is, since it is a nonpartisan race, is not to work with my Republican Party. I can neither work with them, nor really be endorsed by them, nor run as a Republican. But I am running as a conservative, and so that really is part of my my campaign platform. Of course, I live in the tattoo and ammo zone of Sierra Vista on the West End, so I don't think I have much of a problem tying into the Second Amendment support there. I'm not in the NRA, guys. I hate lobbyists, all of them. I've already hung up on 8 of them. Honest to God truth. But I want to say something very important while I'm thinking of it, though. At the end of April, my VA primary physician, Dr. Hendrickson, is retiring. He's just a wonderful man. I really wish him the best. He's been really great to me. The new patients, believe it or not, that don't already have a primary assigned have already been farmed out to TRICARE or what they call Veterans Choice, where you go out and have the VA authorized treatment at a civilian facility outside the VA. I really am so glad I don't have to do that. But who's to say what's going to happen after Dr. Hendrickson leaves? But yeah, he's been very good to me, and it's just been a real joy having him as my primary. So we're really going to miss him. Got some funny stories to tell you sometime. Yeah, he's just a great guy. So I'm very blessed and very grateful to you, the taxpayer, for funding most of my VA payment. There is a copay since I'm not service connected with my disability. So that's running to the many, many thousands of dollars, and at a certain percentage through the IRS, they are garnishing my retirement pay because of that, to pay for that. But that's happened before. I'm just grateful I have what I have, because it can be much worse. And so thank you, taxpayers, for paying for most of that. I really appreciate it. I'm really having a lot of fun just getting out and meeting people, and I got a really cool buddy named Frances, who is young enough to be my granddaughter, I think. Very talented musician, so it's been really nice working with her. Met her family, most of them anyway, and just so nice to get around and meet people. And as part of this campaign, one of my goals, as I said at the beginning of the year, was to make myself a member of the family in Sierra Vista, because it's really hard down here just to rely on Facebook connections to family and friends in other cities. I like to, keep up with what they're doing, but really I just got to get myself grounded down here and establish a real life and make it real. And that's what I'm doing this year, mainly through this city council campaign. And win or lose, Huntington's disease will be more widely known around the area here in Cochise County. And number 2, so will I. So I've already had a lot of negative attacks, and like I said before, it rolls off of me. You know, it's no big deal. I got a really thick skin, guys. I'm not really. So I told the Herald, I mean, they can bring me in and interview me and misquote me, but I'm not going to even care if they say anything about me or report on me or not. They have maybe 3 to 5 members of the editorial board, and I guarantee my voters will outnumber theirs. So I really could care less about what the press says. I would love to get on Pat Cull's program sometime with his Friday Focus Morning Show with Amanda Bailey and Eric Peterman. But you know, if it happens, it happens. I really look forward to any kind of debates that the other candidates want to have. I think I can hold my own without notes. I really enjoyed talking to City Council last week on a similar topic of what they're discussing concerning development of the redevelopment of the West End by the Gate, where I live. So it's been a fun month. I just love being involved, and I love meeting people, and just what a great opportunity this is for me to do all of the above. And it's so God bless you guys. We'll catch you in a little bit. Well, I was just saying they had it all wrong in Star Trek about the red sky, but once in a while, like I said, it does kind of turn red on you a little bit. We're in Tombstone. You can tell we're not very far from my lovely hometown of Sierra Vista because there's that little wind vane over there. I'm gonna zoom in and show you that one. And the wind vane is actually run by Homeland Security, about a couple dozen miles from the border of Mexico. So that's the wind vane. If I can get a good lock, maybe not. It's gonna be, where's that telephone pole? It's gonna be right there. No, not gonna get a good lock, but there is a blimp right there that you can't see. Right over the south end of Sierra Vista. We're here in Tombstone. We're just gonna take you around, show you the city a little bit. Oh, that sky is turning red. Maybe Star Trek had it more right than I thought. Just on the horizon, you can see the sunset. So, as always, first thing John does is roll the window down. Close the door. Seatbelt on. Every time. Escape Chavez. All right, we're rolling for the mid-month review. This is the Second Amendment rally we're having here in Sierra Vista, Arizona. A nationwide, it's a nationwide event. And we're going to spend some time interviewing this fine gentleman up here who has been ingenious actually in coming up with this idea to do this. It's kind of a national, reaction to that march they had, Students for Our Lives, or Marching for Our Lives, or whatever they called it. It was actually all funded by big money. This was not the students' idea to have that march. It was actually a whole lot of big money behind that, and this is just a natural reaction to that. The Bill of Rights is not being taught anymore in our schools, and as a result, the kids really either are ambivalent or ignorant about what the Second Amendment is. All 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights is very important, actually. And just so happens to be that indoctrination has just gotten to a point now where the kids are just ignorant of the Bill of Rights and what it's all about. All 10 rights are very important. The First Amendment, Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment against search and seizure, the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination, the 10th Amendment that reserves everything not claimed by the federal government to the people and to the states. All 10 amendments are very, very important. But the one that really keeps it all together is the Second Amendment, and that's the one that keeps the states from getting invaded. Oh yeah.
Then I went over to Saudi Arabia, to Jubail, New Saudi Arabia, where the helicopters were flying out of.
Yep.
But I was crypto intelligence like you.
Yeah.
Signals intel. I did some missions in the C-130s with the Air Force. We did buddy missions up there.
You weren't with the 1st Radio Battalion, were you?
Nope.
Nope.
That's Hawaii. I was with El Toro.
El Toro, yep.
Marine Air Wing.
Yep, I remember it. Remember it well.
Yeah, we were the first ones there.
Yeah.
When we got there,
you
there
guys
was
got
nothing there.
You guys got there before I did.
Yeah.
I got there 2 weeks before the 100-day war started.
We got there was nothing there.
Yep. August
12th or 17th of
1991.
90.
Yeah, that's right. 90.
And the base had just been built. Yeah. And we stayed in the officers' prairie.
A full auto. When it went to Korea, it was an M1 carbine, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was we actually hit 23. We can only see on the first on Facebook. We had the car here that didn't remember not. Yeah! It's not 50. I did that. You did? I was just about to do it.
It's a 6-hour, I think. But I've got a from World War II. Ain't nothing can beat that for knockdown.
For knockdown power, yeah.
You want that guy to stop? Boom!
Yep, don't stop right there, right now.
9 millimeter.
Kidding. My friend bought a 380. You may as well be shooting with a BB gun.
We are here today in Sierra Vista as the Sierra Vista representatives to a national movement going on today. It's April 14th. This is happening all day long nationwide, and this is in support of the Second Amendment, which is one of the most important and fundamental parts of our freedoms in America. It all came about because of the Bill of Rights. That was the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. So everyone who swears to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States in any capacity in office does promise to support the Second Amendment. And it's one of the things that really is why we're still here as a free country. And so these are a bunch of patriotic Americans here in the Sierra Vista area that have all come together today on a day we would much rather be on Carter Canyon here to support the Second Amendment and how important it is to our society. So as I run for City Council, one of the things I will do is swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights, especially 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. They're all important, but the reason that they're all still here is because of the Second. So thanks very much for attending today, and I really appreciate all those Sierra Vista residents who've gone by and honked in support of us. So thanks very much, guys. God bless. All right, thanks.
You bet. Dennis Rock or something?
This is a journalist here, and her name is Bridget, you said?
Bridget Antonia Palovich.
Yes, and she's here to interview this group, and we're going to have this up. I'm going to get her email address. We're going to let her take some pictures here, and I'll send those to her, and she can put them out wherever she wants to.
I say.
Why do you think they want to get rid of guns?
Well, I think I don't know.
I can tell you what I think. America is a very unique country. Throughout history, most countries have been ruled by monsters and very powerful people who didn't really care about their people. America was a first in a very interesting experiment where we tried to give power to the people and to the states first, and we federalized governments only to do cooperation, to keep us strong as one big huge collection of states and as a free people. And what's happening is there's a lot of money being introduced by George Soros and others from the outside. They've trying to overtake our media, trying to overtake our educational system, and by a slow boil, just trying to indoctrinate America's children to give us a different kind of culture, I think.
Wow. And that sums it up.
That sums it up. And
Sums it up.
And this is Bridget, and she's an awesome, very, very famous worldwide journalist, photojournalist, with friends all over the world. Some countries I would never even want to have Facebook friends with. Let's just start with North Korea. But she's really a great kid. Really glad she came out to say hi to us today.
Hi.
All right.
Populace is a compliant populace.
An unarmed populist is a compliant populist. And isn't it so funny that all over world history, America is really the only country that's ever tried this Second Amendment thing and this Bill of Rights thing and this Constitution to structure a federation of states as one for mutual border defense, military, mutual navy. That actually the states all have their own laws and regulations, and the people are the kings and queens of America, and that's never happened before in the world.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. And it works.
And it works.
If you give it a chance, it works.
And the reason it works is because the Second Amendment is still here. And guess what happens when it's gone?
Exactly.
So
see?
my family's the McCoy and Hatfields. You know who's there?
Oh yeah, that name.
Yes, I'm the granddaughter.
Wow. Oh,
Yes.
nice.
This is Bridget.
Hi.
She's a famous worldwide model, and she's here because she's here to cover freelance for anybody who's going to take it. Some really good
Peace.
pictures. Peace.
Peace, love, happiness around the world.
You got it. And we kind of bounce off each other really well. So I think she's going to be a good friend. She hasn't signed my city council petition yet, darn it.
I'm going to.
But she's going to. But very, very nice to meet her. She's a really wonderful young lady. Very famous in Hollywood. Worked with what's the VH1 MTV, right? MTV. So she's been there, done that, done it all, and she's used all of her connections and expertise to do a really good job down here in Cochise County.
Oh, they know where I live now.
And this is the pavilion where we were supposed to have this rally today. What happened, as you can see, is it was previously reserved at the same time, so it became unavailable. So that's what happened, and that's how we ended up out there on the corner. Sullivan's projects. And it is the 15th of April, so we're going to wrap it up this month with the Midmonth Review. Thank you very much for watching the Midmonth Review for the month of April 2018. And this has been quite a month, guys. Haven't really had a lot on the Sullivan's project side. One promise I did make is that I was going to promote my other sites here, but I'm not going to promote this site there. So I slipped a couple times, but I corrected that, deleted those tweets, and so on and so forth. On Twitter, I'm at Sullivan, the number 4 SV, Sullivan4SV. On Facebook, I'm on Sullivan4SB, SV as in Victor. On YouTube, I'm on, it's Sullivan, number 4 SV, and then there's something like John B. Sullivan after that, but you can Google it on YouTube and find me. Just look for Sullivan at Sullivan4SV, and you'll find me on YouTube. I've already done my first campaign commercial. That was actually a live one. I'm actually going to be doing a lot of canned productions from filming around the area, including this wonderful, lovely hometown of mine, Sierra Vista. Still got a long ways to go for signatures, but I think I'm going to make it. It's going to be a struggle, but I think I'm going to make it. But this is really just something to keep me busy while I'm waiting for my disability claim to come through. Gets me out of the house. One thing I promised to do at the beginning of the year, my New Year's resolution, was to kind of make myself a new family here in Sierra Vista. And it's just amazing how that's coming along. I've just met so many wonderful people. I've really enjoyed kind of being the backup guitarist in a band run by Frances Benavides. She's just awesome. Probably the most awesome musician I've ever met, actually. And it was a real joy to spend a lot of time with her this month. Just a wonderful lady, and just one of the most, she can just hit a range, octave-wise, and a range in style, and she can hit a note right on from anywhere. She's just an amazing talent, so just so blessed to have met her. Met a really interesting lady yesterday, Bridget. I think we're going to become really good friends because we really bounce off each other just fine, and just got it clicking going on there. When we're together, it's like long lost twins. She's about 10 years younger than me, but she looks about 40 years younger than me. She used to be a model, worked with MTV and stuff like that, and she's now a photojournalist. She sells to Getty and AP and all those stuff as a freelancer, but she's also a very, very talented girl. Very glad to meet her. I think we're going to be spending some time together. What else? That's about it. Really enjoy this month. I've had my down days. Like I said, the condition that put me on disabilities, I really can't predict until those days. I'm so down, I really can't even get out of bed. There haven't been that many this month, just a couple, but it's still to the point where I can't reliably go to work, because who's going to hire somebody that just shows up to work whenever they feel like it? The other thing, I really enjoyed the Huachuca Astronomy Club. I missed the thing that they did up there at Karcher Caverns, but they're really growing in leaps and bounds, and I really enjoy that. It's one of my pastimes. We had a really interesting scientist that's going to be one of the key mission planners, and he's going to have the most time, I think, on the James Webb Telescope if that damn thing ever gets off the ground. It's billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars over budget, and many, many, many years behind, and now they're going to put it back another 2 years to 2020. Just can't believe it. It's an interesting concept if it works. It's one of those things they're going to put it out in the L2 orbit, which is about 4 times as far away as the moon. And so what that means is if anything goes wrong in any of the deployments of the sun shield or the antennas or anything, there's no way to fix it. It's just on a one-way trip out there, and it would take quite a lot of time and effort to get back out there and fix that thing if something goes wrong. So it's a one-stop shop. I really hate the thing because, first of all, it's such a large part of the NASA budget. It caused the cancellation, along with the shuttle program. It caused the cancellation of the X-38, possibly the X-33, because they could actually bring that one back now. The X-40A. Now, the X-38 was actually kind of redone by Sierra Nevada Corporation, something they call the Dream Chaser with a registered symbol after it. The X-40A was bought out by the Air Force, and they're now flying that in space as the reusable shuttle, the X-37B. So those programs continued, but not under NASA. NASA kind of came up with the development for them, but they're flying under different owners. What else should I tell you about? That's really about it, guys. I've really had an interesting month. I gotta get out and see my family sometime. My dad's twin brother, he had his funeral this month. My brother was the Arizona representative. I always appreciate him doing that. Just love that kid to death. Yeah, there's out of 13 kids that my grandmother had, just one left, and that's Kathleen. I thought she was the baby, but she says no. Actually, they were two younger than her, Helen and Maureen. So, but she's the last one. So she won that Survivor Series. That's about it, guys. I'll see you guys next month. God bless, and thanks very much once again for watching the Sullivan Project's Midmonth Review for the month of April 2018. Have a good day.